All right, so get this. We're diving into Chapter 11 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Ooh, November at Hogwarts.
Yeah, that icy air, Quidditch season. You know the drill.
And Harry's first match as Gryffindor's Seeker?
Can you imagine the pressure?
There's a lot to handle.
For sure. But even off the pitch, things are getting pretty intense.
Yeah, there's that three-headed dog.
Right. Hagrid's got his hands full with that one.
Hmm.
And then Snape.
Snape's always up to something.
With that suspicious injury, you have to wonder.
Definitely suspicious. And don't forget about Harry's broom.
Oh, yeah. Totally went haywire.
Like something straight out of a nightmare.
It's like J.K. Rowling just threw a bunch of crazy stuff at us.
She keeps us on our toes.
That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
So in this deep dive, let's tackle the big questions.
Lay 'em on me.
What's the deal with Gryffindor versus Slytherin? I mean, really?
It's more than just a house rivalry.
And has Hermione really changed after that whole troll incident?
She's definitely not the same Hermione we met at the beginning.
And for the love of magic, who is Nicholas Flamel?
Yeah, that's a mystery.
Okay, let's start with that crazy Quidditch match. It was intense.
It was like watching a battle play out on the field.
You got Gryffindor, all courage and fair play.
Living it their all.
And then there's Slytherin, all ambition, and, let's face it, ruthless.
Willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Remember Marcus Flint? Practically took Harry out of the sky.
Oh, yeah. Not exactly a fair move.
That's Slytherin for you. They'll bend any rule to get what they want.
Makes you wonder what they'd do for something really valuable.
Right. It's like that incident with Flint was a warning.
A glimpse into their darker side, perhaps?
It makes you think about what they might be capable of.
Especially when it comes to things like dark magic.
Okay, but can we talk about Hermione for a second?
She was incredible in this chapter.
First, she's conjuring bluebell flames to keep him warm.
Resourceful, as always.
And then she sets Snape's robes on fire to protect Harry.
Talk about a bold move.
This isn't the same rule-following Hermione we met before.
No, that troll incident changed her.
It's like she realized sometimes rules need to be broken.
Especially when your friends are in danger.
She doesn't shy away from risks.
She's willing to face the consequences.
Setting Snape's robes on fire? That
Yeah.
takes guts.
It shows how much she values loyalty.
And speaking of risky moves, Hagrid.
Oh, Hagrid. He means well.
He's a walking spoiler alert.
He can't help himself.
He accidentally spills the beans about owning Fluffy,
The three-headed dog. Oops.
and then casually drops the name Nicholas Flamel.
Like it's no big deal.
It's like he trusts everyone at Hogwarts,
He's got a lot of faith in Dumbledore.
which is a little naive, considering what we're starting to see.
Not everyone is as pure-hearted as Dumbledore.
Exactly. And that makes things interesting,
Definitely adds tension to the story.
because Hagrid totally trusts Snape.
Sees no reason not to.
But Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they're not so sure.
They're starting to have doubts.
It makes you wonder who's right.
It all comes down to trust.
Okay, let's talk Snape.
Oh, Snape. Always causing trouble.
Harry overhears him talking about Fluffy's 3 heads.
Doesn't sound good, does it?
Come on, he's totally up to something.
His actions during the Quidditch match don't help his case.
Yeah, why jinx Harry's broom if you're not hiding something?
The timing is way too suspicious.
But the question is, what's his motive?
What's he really after?
And is it the same thing Fluffy is guarding?
This is where things get really mysterious.
We're seeing Snape through Harry's eyes.
Colored by distrust and fear.
But are those feelings justified?
Is Snape really the villain?
Or is there something more to the story?
This is J.K. Rowling at her best.
Making us question everything.
And keeping us hooked on the mystery. It's fascinating, isn't it? This whole idea of trust.
Yeah, like Hagrid, he just completely trusts Dumbledore and everyone at Hogwarts.
But Harry, Ron, and Hermione, not so much.
They're seeing the cracks in that perfect magical world.
Their experiences are changing how they see things.
Especially when it comes to who they can trust.
Right, like Hagrid has all this history with Dumbledore.
Years of trust built up.
But Harry, Ron, and Hermione are new to this.
This might be their first real taste of betrayal.
It makes sense they'd be more cautious.
And don't forget, Hagrid's keeping a huge secret.
About what Fluffy's guarding.
Yeah, he's torn between loyalty and protecting Harry and his friends.
That's a tough spot to be in.
Do you stay loyal to Dumbledore or tell the truth?
I can't imagine having to make that choice.
And speaking of truth, remember when Hagrid slipped up?
When he let Nicholas Flamel's name slip.
Yeah, like it was nothing.
But that could be the key to the whole mystery.
I bet Harry, Ron, and Hermione were freaking out.
Trying to figure out who this Flamel guy is.
And how he connects to Fluffy and Snape.
It's like they got the first piece of a giant puzzle.
And now they have to figure out where it fits.
This is where their curiosity kicks in.
They're not just going to sit back and watch,
They're going to dig for answers.
which is pretty brave considering what they might be up against.
We still don't know what Snape's deal is.
Or what kind of power this Nicholas Flamel has.
It's all very suspenseful.
This chapter definitely leaves us with a lot of questions.
And a sense of anticipation. What's going to happen next?
It's like J.K. Rowling saying, go figure it out yourselves.
And you know, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are up for the challenge.
Oh, absolutely. They won't give up easily.
What stands out to you so far?
Well, the rivalry between Gryffindor and Slytherin is intense.
It's like a mini battle between good and evil.
Gryffindor with their courage and fair play.
And Slytherin willing to break the rules.
To get what they want. Even the spectators are caught up in it.
House loyalty is strong.
Makes you think about how easily rivalries can be manipulated.
Someone like Voldemort could use that to their advantage.
Create chaos and division.
Which is a good reminder that blind loyalty can be dangerous.
We need to be able to think critically.
Even about the people we support or admire.
We have to be willing to question what we believe.
To challenge the status quo, even if it's uncomfortable.
That's where Harry, Ron, and Hermione shine.
We're not afraid to speak up for what they believe in.
They're always questioning what they're told.
Looking for evidence and coming to their own conclusions.
It's a good message about independent thinking.
And having the courage to stand up for what's right.
And then there's that moment when Harry's broom goes crazy.
Talk about a close call. The danger feels real.
Yeah, and you see Hermione's loyalty in action.
She breaks the rules to protect Harry without hesitation.
It's incredible character development.
Remember how she was at the beginning, all about the rules?
Now she's willing to throw them out the window.
When it really matters, she understands friendship is more important than any rule book. And sometimes you have to go against authority.
That's a powerful message.
Especially for young readers.
It encourages them to think for themselves, to stand up for what they believe in, even when it's tough.
And to support their friends, even when they make mistakes.
Because true friendship isn't about following the crowd.
It's about sticking by your friends no matter what.
That brings us back to that theme of friendship and teamwork.
We see Harry, Ron, and Hermione supporting each other constantly.
Offering encouragement.
Working together to overcome every obstacle.
And their bond gets stronger with every challenge.
They're learning to trust each other.
To use their strengths to help each other.
It's a dynamic that's going to keep evolving.
As they face even bigger challenges down the line.
Challenges that'll require even more trust and teamwork.
It's their friendship that gives them the strength to keep going.
To face anything, no matter how scary it is.
Okay, gotta ask. What do you think Fluffy's guarding?
That's the million-galleon question, isn't it?
It has to be something super important.
If it needs a three-headed dog to protect it.
I'm guessing it's connected to Nicholas Flamel somehow.
But the exact nature of the treasure is still a mystery.
And it's a mystery that's got us all hooked.
I can't wait to see how Harry, Ron, and Hermione figure it out.
Me too. Their investigation is going to be a wild ride.
It'll test their courage, their intelligence, and their friendship.
Who knows what other secrets they'll uncover along the way.
They're just getting started at Hogwarts.
And that place is full of surprises.
Speaking of surprises.
We can't forget about Snape. What do you think about his actions in this chapter?
Snape. Yeah, his behavior is definitely a head-scratcher. He seems to fit that classic villain mold, you know, a grumpy professor who just loves to punish Harry and his friends.
Yeah, and let's be real, trying to jinx Harry's broom during the Quidditch match.
Not a good look.
It makes you wonder if he'd really put a student in danger.
The big question is why, though? Why is he so harsh toward Harry? Is it just because he doesn't like him, or is there something more going on?
It's a big darker.
Maybe. And how does his interest in whatever Fluffy's guarding fit into all of this?
Yeah, is he working alone, or is there a bigger plan?
These are the questions that keep us guessing throughout the whole series. Snape is such a mystery. We see glimpses of who he really is, but we never get the full picture.
You know, as we've been talking about this chapter, I've been thinking about how J.K. Rowling uses names.
Oh, yeah.
Like they often hint at a character's personality or their destiny.
True. Sirius Black, named after the dog star, turns into a dog.
Exactly. And Remus Lupin.
His last name. It comes from the Latin word for wolf. And, well, he's a werewolf.
So where does Nicholas Flamel fit in? His name doesn't exactly scream immortal alchemist.
It's not as obvious as Sirius or Remus, you're right, but if you think about it, Flamel It sounds a bit like the French word for flame.
Ah,
And fire is super important in alchemy. It represents transformation and purification.
so his name could be a clue about his alchemy skills.
Exactly. It's those little details that make this series so amazing. J.K. Rowling really thought about everything, even the names.
It's like she wants us to be detectives, to find those hidden meanings.
It makes reading so much more fun.
But let's get back to Snape for a second. We've talked about him being suspicious, maybe even working with Voldemort. But there's one thing that doesn't make sense to me.
What's that?
If Snape is really evil, why would he be teaching at Hogwarts?
That's a good point.
Shouldn't he be out there doing evil stuff in secret?
Away from Dumbledore?
Yeah. It seems like a risky move for a villain.
Unless there's another reason he's at Hogwarts.
A reason that's worth the risk.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What could that reason be?
Well, there's a theory that he's actually there to protect Harry.
Protect Harry? Come on, he hates Harry.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's what's so interesting about Snape. He acts like he hates Harry, but some of his actions suggest something else.
Like what?
Like maybe he's torn between his loyalty to Voldemort and something else.
Something more personal?
Possibly. It's a fascinating theory.
But if it's true, why all the hate? Why not just tell Harry what's going on?
Maybe Dumbledore told him to keep his distance, to not raise any suspicion.
So he's like a double agent, pretending to be Harry's enemy to protect him.
Exactly. That would explain why he's so tough on Harry. He can't show any favoritism.
Wow, that adds a whole new layer to the story.
Makes you wonder if Dumbledore's behind it all.
Maybe he knows more than he's letting on. He trusted Snape for a reason.
Dumbledore's always thinking ahead, playing the long game.
So if Snape is actually on Harry's side, he can't be trying to steal the Philosopher's Stone, right?
But not so fast. He could be working on his own, trying to protect Harry in his own way.
So he could be a protector and a threat at the same time.
That's the thing about Snape. We can never quite figure him out. We're always questioning his motives.
He's like a puzzle we can't solve.
And that's what makes him so interesting. We keep trying to figure him out. And that keeps us coming back for more.
I can't wait to see how his character develops, what role he plays in Harry's life.
Me too. It's
Sure.
going to be a wild ride, full of twists and turns and surprises.
This deep dive has been amazing. We talked about Gryffindor and Slytherin, friendship and loyalty, the importance of knowledge, and those mysteries surrounding Snape and Nicholas Flamel.
We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore in this series.
I kind of want to reread the book now, with all these new ideas in mind.
That's the beauty of Harry Potter. Every time you read it, you discover something new.
It stays with you because it's about things we all care about. Courage, friendship, love, good versus evil. Those themes are timeless.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
Keep the magic alive.
Your adventure doesn't end when you close the book.
It lives on in the conversations we have and the connections we make.